live. Hi guys.
Hello.
You got a little hair flip. This is Erica. You've seen her in a lot of my social stuff. We're here for the live. She's gonna be reading me all your questions about veganism and diet and food and all that good stuff. Hi. We have everyone who left a question in the comments. Those are gonna be the ones I'm answering. I'll try to get to some of these at the same time.
Yes.
Hello. Okay.
So, first question. Can you touch base on getting more calcium? I assume as a vegan.
Yes. So this is a really common question because everyone thinks that milk is the best source of calcium. I actually did a little video with Russell on this and a lot of people were really shocked to hear. So milk is actually a terrible source of calcium. I know it seems like that's what all the commercials say and that's what all the marketing says. Let me just give you a really quick explanation. Dairy causes a lot of inflammation in your body, and calcium by nature on its own is an antacid. So if you take like a Tums and you look at the back of it, you'll see that it's just calcium. So really calcium is working as an antacid. So where do we store calcium? In our bones, right? Because the whole point of calcium is to make our bones stronger and to prevent osteoporosis and all that good stuff. So when you have dairy and it's causing inflammation in your body and causing acidity, your body tries to counteract that and it actually pulls the calcium out of your bones to try to counteract, because our body's always kind of trying to overcompensate and fight for things and just almost like repair yourself. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes.
It does, right? Sometimes I don't know if I'm getting too technical, so it's good to have someone else here. So dairy is actually a terrible source of calcium. That's all I was really trying to say in that long explanation. So let's go over some vegan sources of calcium. When you want to think of vegan sources of calcium, think about all your dark leafy greens, okay? So like broccoli, kale, collard greens. Are you reading the comments?
Yeah.
I'm not reading them, sorry. So broccoli, greens, collard greens, kale, spinach. If you don't like those things, you can always add them to a blender, get them juiced. They mask a lot of the bitterness that way. Also, chia seeds are a great source. Also, a lot of things are fortified with calcium. So like nut milks and things like that, almond milk, if you look, you'll get a huge percent of your calcium from that. And even if you're gonna be the one to say, well, that's not natural, a lot of non-vegan foods are fortified too. So if you're getting like Lucky Charms or like some kind of cereal that says like this much of your calcium or this much of your vitamin B, it's all just fortified. So it's really not a problem. My calcium is perfectly fine.
Okay. I'm seeing why kids should drink
Mr.
milk.
Edwards loves intelligent women. Thank you. I love intelligent women too.
How are you organic while you get a ton of facial? Huh? Can't read that.
How are you organic while you, it's okay. Let's go to the food questions.
Okay. So next question. Do you want?
You can read them.
Okay. What is needed for healthy hair growth? What vitamins, minerals, nutrients are best to grow hair stronger, longer, and thicker?
So hair growth is almost every woman and man's concern. Everyone, hi Annette. So for hair growth, so if you look at any kind of hair supplement and you want to pay attention to what things they're putting in there, you can actually just try to find that in your food. So one thing I really love for hair growth is silicone. This really helps give it that. Even if you're growing your hair, it helps keep it really healthy and shiny, which is it's found in cucumbers. Vitamin C is really great for hair growth, so that's all of your like citrus fruits and veggies. If you want to take a hair supplement, you can always do that on the side. A lot of people take biotin. One question you guys asked me is if biotin will make you grow hair in other places. It can, but it's really not severe. I mean, your arm hair isn't going to grow as long as your actual hair, so you don't have to worry about something like that happening. And besides that, I really love healthy fats for good hair. Erica's not being professional.
I can't.
Anyway, healthy fats are really, really amazing for hair growth. What I do is I'll even take avocado and put it on my hair. Sometimes going right to the source is really good. So you can add avocado, chia seeds, almond butters, coconut. Coconut's amazing. Fresh coconut you can buy. A lot of stores will just like pre-chop it for you. So did we get the hair?
I think so.
We have a friend who's trying to distract, but I'm not even going to read her comments. Go on.
I did hear that coconut water was good for hangovers, though. That was her question.
Oh, okay.
Next question.
We were at Annette's bridal shower yesterday, so she's just getting rowdy in the comments. You guys see her. Say hi to Annette. Go on.
Okay. What brand of bagels bread do you prefer? What is your favorite? Okay, that's the second question.
Okay. Someone wanted to know what brand of bagels I prefer. So to be totally honest, I don't eat bagels. I'm not one to deprive myself. If you guys follow me on Snapchat, you'll see I eat chocolate all the time. I definitely don't skip carbs ever. But bagels are just so not nutrient dense. So nutrient dense is the ratio of how much nutrients you're getting in something versus just like an empty calorie. So like, give me an example of something that's not nutrient dense. Like a potato chip, okay?
Yeah.
It's a lot of calories, but it's not giving you any nutrients. So with bagels, it's just not worth it. It's one thing I can substitute for like toast, even like a gluten-free English muffin, something like that. When it comes to bread, there's one brand I actually wrote down when I saw this question. Let me find it for you guys. It's really, really good. It's vegan and gluten-free, which is hard to find. It's Sprouted for Life. It's actually made from almonds. One thing about gluten-free bread, it tastes really terrible if you don't toast it, okay? If you ever try to eat it on its own, it's like really hard. We were in Europe about a week ago and they were like, we were in Provence and they were like, oh, we have gluten-free bread for the table. I swear I was like banging it against the table.
It was so hard.
I would have broken a tooth. So anyway, I keep my gluten-free bread in the freezer and then I just pop it out and put it in the toaster when I want to eat it. The other great brand you guys have to get, which I rave about all the time, is by Seet. It's like Siete, and they have 3 different kinds. 2 of them are vegan. One of them is made from chia and cassava, and the other one is made from almond. They're grain-free, they're paleo-friendly, they're vegan, they're soy-free. I mean, it's not even carbs. They're just little tortillas, and you can heat them up on the stove for like 10 to 15 seconds, and they're a lifesaver. I always have them. They're a little bit pricey, but like really amazing.
And what is your favorite vegan burger brand or recipe?
Oh, my favorite vegan, oh my God, Beyond Burgers. Hold on, entertain them. I'm gonna show you them because they're so good.
What's
And
up?
look. Erica, you're not entertaining.
Well, I'm trying to read the questions.
Okay, so Beyond Meat makes this Beyond Burger. Take a screenshot of this. This is really good because you'll see there's no soy, no gluten, GMO free, 20 grams of protein. So interesting fact, they actually keep this a lot of times in the meat section because it does so well there because it really, really tastes good. It's even for those people who really miss eating meat, if that's your thing, they even have it red from like beet juice so it looks bloody, I guess. I'm not into that. But anyway, this thing tastes amazing and I always have these in my freezer, so.
Where did you say you get those?
Whole Foods. I think other grocery stores have them too. Like, I mean, in California we have like Ralph's, Vons, things like that. I don't know what you guys have where you live, but just look up Beyond Meat, the Beyond Burger. It's relatively new, like the last year or two. So,
Great.
making progress.
Do vegans have a lack of collagen and other substances that are important for skin?
So this question is asking if being vegan gives you, basically, is it bad for your skin? Like, are you missing nutrients that would help you have healthier skin? No, this is actually the opposite. I mean, going vegan is like the best thing you could do for your skin because let's talk about the first thing is dairy. Dairy is awful for your skin. It causes acne. It basically causes like pus and mucus buildup in your gut, which is gross, I'm sorry. But when you can't digest it properly, then it kind of like erupts onto your skin. So when you get a lot of acne, a lot of times it's caused from dairy. Meat is extremely toxic and acidic, causes a lot of inflammation. Inflammation can show up on your face when you get like, if your skin's feeling a little red. So plant-based diet is the best thing for your skin. Honestly, my skin's never been better. You guys always ask me about my skin. The last like 3 years since I've been vegan, it's the healthiest it's ever been, so no.
Okay, next question is about cholesterol. It's 2 questions.
Did you find it good? Sorry, I was reading that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the first question is, are eggs bad for you if you have high cholesterol?
Mm-hmm.
And then the second question is, what kind of foods can you eat to lower cholesterol?
Okay, so a lot of people look at eggs as a healthy food, so I want to distinguish the difference between a lean food versus a healthy food because there's being lean, like, you know, lean as in like wanting to look good in a week, wanting to be a bodybuilder. That's not necessarily actually being healthy. So I'm all about doing things that are long-term and like really making you healthy. You know, I think about years from now when I want to be able to take a walk or play with my grandkids, or, you know, if it's not even about you, think about your family. So with that said, I really wouldn't recommend eggs. A lot of people have asked me about eggs. I don't know if you guys have seen the documentary What the Health. I just rewatched it last night. Even eating 1 egg a day is equivalent to 5 cigarettes a day and how it clogs your arteries. So it is really bad for your cholesterol. And there was some statistic that like 3 eggs a week was the equivalent of something bad. I'm sorry, I will get that exact statistic. I don't know what it is, but no, eggs are bad for your cholesterol. If you're trying to improve your cholesterol, it's actually certain foods you should eat that will help it. It's not all about avoiding foods. Fruits and veggies are amazing. I would do fruits in the morning, vegetables all throughout the day. Exercise is really important. I think the person who asked this said she has a trainer, so that's good that she's on that. Getting a lot of fiber, chia seeds are really great, healthy fats, making sure so it's not all about cutting out fried foods, make sure you're only getting healthy fats. So even cut back on like the vegetable oil or things like that and switch to coconut oil, olive oil. I think that covers it.
Right. Next thing is...
Oh, sorry, that was my camera.
The next thing is what proteins can you eat that have less soy?
Okay, oh my God, there's so many good sources of vegan protein that are soy-free. First of all, vegetables have a lot of protein, don't forget. So things like kale and broccoli, actually per calorie, broccoli has more protein than steak. So that's something to keep in mind. Other sources of protein that are really great are hemp seeds, chia seeds, let me think. Spirulina, a lot of you ask about spirulina. That's a really great source of protein. Let me see. What else? Think of some vegan sources of protein on the spot.
Nuts, did you already say that?
Oh, yeah, nuts, almonds, walnuts, pea protein. You know, vegan sources of protein, like almost all of them now are soy-free because, you know, as we evolve, we think of new ways. Now everyone's making sure we cut out soy and making sure we cut out gluten. So there are lots of options.
Next question. Okay. What are your thoughts on raw? Is that a style?
What are your thoughts on closed structure? I don't, for Carl's rat, I don't understand what you're asking me. If you see this, maybe you can re-ask it here. If not, then DM me if that's important. I'll make sure I help you out with that one.
We kind of already did that.
Getting enough calcium, we did that.
Does consumption of protein shakes on a daily basis cause weight gain or skin breakouts?
Does consuming protein shakes on a daily basis cause weight gain or skin breakouts?
Yes.
Well, that's kind of a broad question because there's so many different kinds of protein shakes. If you were saying a protein shake with whey protein and milk and a lot of bananas and different things like that, then yeah, that would definitely cause weight gain and breakouts. But if you're talking about a good vegan protein that's clean, that has no added sugar, no, definitely not. So if you're doing a protein shake with unsweetened almond milk, there's no sugar and ice and like a half a banana, no, that's not going to cause weight gain. But this is really just dependent on your diet. If you're trying to lose weight, a protein shake's a good meal replacement. If you're just doing it to supplement protein, if you're like, for me, I'm vegan and I don't, I have to get a certain amount of protein because my trainer forces me to. So I have 1 to 2 shakes a day and I just need it to actually build muscle because I won't see results if I don't. So definitely not a generalized thing where it's going to cause you to gain weight. Someone asked if we're twins. Do we look alike? No. I'm Persian. Well, she's 25% Persian.
I was like, I'm Persian.
That's true.
Just small bit.
Small.
Next question is, how do I know if I am eating a balanced vegan diet?
So if you're eating, that's actually a really great question because, really quick, what protein shake do I drink? I go between, I was really into Vega for a long time, but I drank it so much that I got sick of it, unfortunately, but it is really good. So now I'm on to Garden of Life. It's less sweet, so that's the one I'm drinking right now. Anyway, how do you know if you're nutrient deficient? Is that what it's saying?
How do you know if you're getting a balanced vegan diet?
A balanced vegan diet. So the first thing is to listen to your body. Like you should feel good all the time. Like you shouldn't feel sluggish. You shouldn't feel really full and tired after you eat. Like you should always feel good. And after you eat something, you should feel good. So if you're not, then let's adjust. And one of the great reasons of going vegan is to feel good and feel healthy. So I would just make sure, the first mistake a lot of people make is eating a lot of carbs, because it's easy to just have some rice or some pasta when you don't know. So definitely do your homework. Make sure you're getting enough fat, protein, and carb ratio. I would really recommend downloading MyFitnessPal. I know tracking your food seems like a really big drag, but this app makes it really, really seamless. I love it. And it's really good, at least in the beginning, so you can see. It's just a good, like, even if you don't want to like set yourself to a certain amount of calories, just scan everything you're eating all day so you can see. Like, a good amount is like 50% carbs, 25% protein, 25% fat. If you do this, and it literally scans like every food item. You can put in red apple, and you can scan the back of a barcode of anything, and it has it in there. So if you're getting that 50 carb, 25 protein, 25 fat ratio, then you're pretty good. And just, eat whole foods, real foods, like almonds, walnuts, apples, bananas, spinach, kale, beans, things like that aren't, processed.
This person asked what your favorite vegan cheese is.
My favorite vegan cheese is Kite Hill, because it's really clean. It's made just from almonds. I like, every once in a while, if I'm really having a craving for a sliced vegan cheese, some of those have soy and they're a little processed, I'll do it. Follow Your Heart makes a really good tasting one. But that's usually like my little junk food go-to. But Kite Hill is just straight made from almonds, so I really like that. It's good cream cheese and soft cheese. I did just find another one. Did I bring it over here? I'll grab it at the end and show you. I just discovered a new one. It's made from cashews. It's like a little thicker. It's more for like crackers if you have guests over. It's like an hors d'oeuvre thing.
I just found out how to make cashew milk, by the way.
Making your own nut milk is pretty easy, but I haven't gotten to that level yet of churning my own milk, even though it is really easy.
I might try. Okay. I've noticed the vegan cheese I've purchased recently has gotten moldy in less than 5 days. Have you noticed this as well? And any recommendations on how to make this last longer?
I have noticed that. My Kite Hill didn't used to do that, and I noticed it when I moved to this apartment. And I think it might be because I'm leaving it in the door, because honestly, I've had it in my fridge for weeks and it's been completely fine. I think she mentioned it was Kite Hill, right? Try checking your refrigerator temperatures and making it a little colder, see if that works, because if it keeps happening, let me know. Maybe I'll look into that. I don't know if they changed something about it, but it never used to do that, so that's all I can think of.
And this same person asked what the healthiest thing to order from Sweet Green is if you're trying to lose weight after a pregnancy.
I love Sweet Green so much. I'll tell you my go-to order. I always do romaine and because I like it crunchy, like a little bit of romaine and kale mixed together. And then I'll do quinoa as my warm one, or sometimes I'll skip the quinoa, but I love quinoa. Oh, quinoa is one of the best sources of protein. I can't believe I forgot to mention that. One of the best ones, a complete protein, so definitely include that in your vegan diet. So anyway, Sweet Greens. I will get romaine and kale, or romaine and arugula, then I'll add quinoa. Then for the veggies, how you get 4, I always do double sprouts, because sprouts are so healthy for you. It's like the middle period when a seed is growing. So it's kind of like a child in adolescence when they sprout, how they sprout up really fast and grow really fast? That's what's happening to a sprout. So there's extra vitamins and minerals and nutrients being produced. So that's why sprouts are so good for you, because you're getting double the dose. So I'll do 2 bean sprouts, cucumbers, jicama for a little crunch sometimes. They're Portobello mushrooms. I'm literally obsessed with it. That's why I go there. I feel like those Portobello mushrooms, I don't know what they do to them. So I do a scoop of those. If I'm really hungry, I'll do tofu, but it's not good to mix tofu and quinoa. They're not really combined that well together. But, I'm not perfect all the time. Sometimes I combine the wrong foods. So that's my go-to. And then I'll do balsamic vinegar, 2 lime squeezes, and pepper. No salt. So balsamic vinegar, 2 lime squeezes, and pepper. And avocado. Then I mix it all in.
Great.
By the way, for you guys asking about my hair, I didn't put anything in it to make it shiny. I honestly think it's because I eat so many healthy fats. That's the one thing for moisture and nourishment and shine. I'm an avocado, chia seed, coconut freak. So. Great.
Okay, when is the best time to eat nuts? And should you wait before consuming other foods?
Nuts are considered a protein when you're looking at how they digest, so I would eat them on their own. You can mix greens and vegetables with anything. That's one rule. So if you're having like a mixed green salad and you want to throw some like raw, like nuts, nothing salted or roasted, that's totally fine. Midday, if it's been a few hours since you've eaten, I keep busting in. I was going to show you all these snack packs later, but I'm just going to show you now. This from Trader Joe's is my favorite. It's the Go Raw Trek Mix because it's just such a good amount. It's got walnuts, almonds, cashews, and hazelnuts. So you can have those in the middle of the day. I usually throw them in my purse. But just don't throw them onto like heavy food. Like if you're eating a rice or like, I don't know, a lot of other proteins or tofu, then skip the nuts.
Okay, would love to know your favorite vegan protein bar or meal replacement bar.
When it comes to vegan protein bars, there are not that many that I would say are like really healthy. What I would do, because anything processed isn't the healthiest, so I always go for something raw when I can. Raw food's always the best. So like even if something has 20 grams of sugar and it's raw, but you get a vegan protein bar that has 2 grams of sugar, but it's processed, I'd rather go with like the dates that are used to sweeten it, because don't forget, the number of sugar isn't always that important. You want to pay attention to the glycemic index, and that number indicates how quickly it can raise your blood sugar. Now, something can have higher sugar but a lower glycemic index. That means it doesn't raise it as fast, and you're going to have a better reaction. You're not going to gain as much weight. You're not going to be at much of risk for diabetes type 2. So that's what you pay attention to. Dates and things like that are better. So anything raw. When I do want something on the go, Nugo Bars has a Nugo Vegan Slim, which is only like 5 grams of sugar, something like that. So I'll usually go for that one. And Lara Bars. Only certain kinds of Lara Bars, sorry.
Okay.
Lara Bars, some are really, really healthy, and some are like, have agave and God knows what else. So go for the ones that just have dates.
Perfect.
All right.
Next question. Are there some cheeses that are a bit healthier, meaning less processed? I know cheese isn't the best, but some like goat cheese and feta are my fave. I follow a 90% vegan diet with the exception of some cheeses and not daily.
Kind of like I mentioned before, the Kite Hill is a really good brand of cheese. At the end, I'll grab the other one out of my fridge.
I think they're saying like if it wasn't vegan.
Oh, what was the question?
She's saying, are there any healthier cheese options if you're not dairy free?
I see. Honestly, I don't think so, because dairy in general is just so bad. I mean, it's hard for me to say what's healthier or like least processed, because it's not even so much the processing, it's really just the dairy. Normally I like to give options for anything, but I can't on that one. I would just say skip cheese altogether if you can. Okay, wait. If maybe the sliced cheese is worse, because that's more processing to actually make it sliced. If it's like fresh cheese, I would say pick that one over like sliced processed cheese.
Do you suggest agave or sugar in coffee?
Neither. Not agave or sugar. You can do stevia, or you can do coconut nectar. Really wouldn't taste good in coffee, but it's the healthiest kind of sugar. But really try to get into stevia, and you can mix stevia with a little bit of cinnamon, and that will kind of mask the taste. So stevia, cinnamon, and almond milk. Put that combo.
Okay, which is healthier, brown rice or wild rice?
Is wild rice always the exact same?
No, I don't think so.
So I think like wild rice is a little ambiguous. I guess to be safe, I would say brown rice, but try to do quinoa instead. It's better.
They're asking what sugars to use for baking, and is coconut sugar healthier?
Coconut sugar is healthier. If you need like a dry sugar to bake with, she bakes. Can you do liquid instead of dry sugar? Or do you have to do like the dry ingredient? Like, could I do?
You usually need a dry ingredient.
Okay, so if you need a dry sugar, I would say coconut sugar. But if you can sweeten with, my number one choice is stevia. After that, I would say coconut nectar. After that is maple syrup, and after that is honey. Honey is not technically vegan, so if you really want to be 100% vegan, honey doesn't count. But that's an order of glycemic index, so that's why. No, stevia, it does come from a leaf, so I guess, yes, it's processing to get into that, but it's honestly the most natural, safe form of sugar, so it's the one I'd recommend.
Okay, and do you drink coffee every day? What are your thoughts on caffeine? And also, do you believe it affects digestion?
I was not drinking coffee every day, so I'll do this thing where I'll just take a break from coffee for like 2 or 3 months, and then I'll go back onto it. Usually I'll get my teeth whitened, and then I won't drink coffee for months, and then I'll go back to it like every other day or so. I was just in Europe, and I drank it like 3 times a day because it was so good. I can't even explain the coffee in France and Rome. Erica knows. But yeah, I would say caffeine I'm not too like against. Like 1 cup a day is completely fine because I drink a lot of green tea, and sometimes that it has caffeine, or sometimes I get decaf. I think 1 cup a day is fine for your digestion. It's totally fine.
A lot of people are asking for a good Greek yogurt alternative.
A good Greek yogurt alternative, I would try the brand So Delicious. It's a dairy-free yogurt. I really like So Delicious because even some vegan brands, even though there's no dairy, they can still have bad ingredients like carrageenan. So Delicious won't include that in their ingredients, so that's the one I would stick to. It's S-O in capital letters and then delicious.
Next question. Is it important for vegans to get blood tested for nutrient deficiencies every now and then so they can adjust their diet accordingly?
Everyone should get tested for nutrient deficiencies. This is so important. You should do a full blood panel test, even if your doctor doesn't, sorry, someone said you were hot and it distracted me. I was gonna say, even if you're not vegan, you should definitely get a full panel blood test. A micronutrient test really tests the levels at like the cell, so you can see even if you're eating the right foods, maybe you're not absorbing them the right way. Some people have asked me about blood types, like if you should eat for your blood type, like certain blood types are supposed to have red meat. Here's my thoughts on this. Your blood isn't telling you need to eat beef. Like what you need to think about is what are the nutrients in red meat that your blood type is telling you. Maybe it's saying you need a diet higher in iron and B12. Okay, but nothing is telling you have to eat a cow or you have to eat a pig or anything like that. All right.
Next question is any suggestions on trying to go vegan for a whole family? We started with veggie burgers and so far so good, but my kids are picky.
Sorry, read that one more time.
Any suggestions on trying to go vegan for a whole family? We started with veggie burgers and so far so good, but my kids are a little picky.
For kids, I would definitely experiment with some really good like gluten-free pastas. Like I love lentil pasta. I eat that a lot. And then making your own cheese. Like I've made my own cashew cheese sauce, which is really, really easy. Like you can Google a recipe. It's like 3 or 4 ingredients. You just put it in a blender. So maybe try making some of those kid foods and not even telling them it's vegan and just kind of sneaking it in. That would be good. Tomato sauce, things like that can hide a lot of veggies and things in there. So just get creative, and you can even look up, like I've researched too, like, vegan food for kids and see what things you come up with.
Right. Can I take chlorophyll and spirulina daily? Or should I be alternating?
You could take both daily. It might be a little hard. They are pretty similar, so maybe take one day and one the other day. They both have different benefits. A lot of you have asked me, like, I like them both. I wouldn't say you just need one or the other. So maybe alternate, just because that might be a little harsh. I have like a whole